Welcome to the second episode of Thursday Earth, where we're going to get into the outlook for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for the week. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining me, and we are going to get right into it. So today, the second episode, we're going to start right off with Virgo. Okay. I'm going to pull out that sun as I always do. And for today, we're going to pull out that earth card because it's all about earth energy today. So beautiful sign of Virgo, the maiden. Let's go ahead and shuffle your deck while you take a moment to meditate on those cards. And we can get ready to get into your reading. I've already been shuffling off camera, so all I really need to do is lock in, cut your deck. I hope you guys are doing great today, having a great day. Now, this reading could resonate for anybody who has Virgo energy in their chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars. You're also could be dealing with a Virgo, so cross watchers, you're always welcome. And let's get into it. We're going to keep Virgo right there. Take these two away. And lay out your first line. Seven of Cups. Empress energy, beautiful earth. Four of Swords. And the Five of Wands. Okay. Wow. All right. So right away, Virgo. I love that the Empress came out for your reading. Empress card is associated with Taurus, your sister sign. Very earthy indeed. But we're dealing with a situation here right away, Virgo. I feel that, you've been involved in something that was kind of like sold to you as this prize, right? There was something that we're going to go deeper. This is just a baseline. I'm not quite sure yet if this is a love reading or a life reading. This may be there's a feeling of it may be a bit of both, but you definitely had your eyes on a certain kind of prize or goal that seemed really, really amazing, right? It feels like it was perhaps even sold to you as this once in a lifetime sort of opportunity for something. And yet, and still, there's a lot of arguing and bickering around all of a sudden. Suddenly, things aren't really going the way you thought they would. Okay. Suddenly, things are kind of a little, there's cracks in this beautiful facade of what's been sold to you or what you're dealing with. This could be at work. You may have taken a job that was like, wow, this is an amazing job, and now you're finding out it was too good to be true. Okay. And you're apprehensive right now. You're not really sure what to do. You're taking your time in terms of making any kind of decisions about this. Let's go a little bit deeper and see where this is leading us. Don't go much deeper. Show me, Virgo. Yes, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, Seven of Swords. A lot of treachery here, Virgo. There's been some treachery. You've lost some livelihood, right? This is definitely to do with the work scenario. This is definitely to do with you got yourself into something that you thought was going to be awesome. You know what I mean? You may have moved into a place with someone as a roommate, or you may have taken up a particular job, right? It's some move that you've made, physical move in your life that you've made, and you really thought everything was great. You had no kind of like doubt, and yet all of a sudden, just like that, everything has changed. It's almost as if for some of you, it's like you just got into a fight with your roommate and you're suddenly just moved out. You're gone. You're out of there. You know what I'm saying? There has definitely been some deceit at play here. There's been some treachery at play here. You've been kind of slow to make any moves. See, bottom of the deck. I figured, let me just take this. Can we get it? There we go. Six of Swords energy. Okay? Six of Swords energy moving away. Definitely creating some separation between you and a lot of strife, a lot of arguing. There's a move. Some of you are going to have to move jobs. This job was probably very short-lived. Some of you are having to move out, right? You've been living with someone, and all of a sudden, You had this argument, you have this falling out, and it's like, bam, there's a problem. And it's like you're completely shuttered out. And like I say, for some of you, it's going to be losing a job. Some of you, it's going to be a case of like, damn, how quickly things turn. And the thing here, though, is that they turn so quickly because there's been treachery. There's been people actively working behind the scenes, right, to sort of F up this whole situation, right? There have been people who are either, if you're dealing with the work situation, there's definitely been somebody at the job that's been messing around behind your back, causing issues behind your back. There's been some lying, been some deception, just betrayal, treachery. And it's been very sort of like hush hush, undercover. It's not like somebody's taking you on head on. It's just been kind of behind the scenes, and it's like, boom, everything just falls apart. You start to get some clarity on this. Like, you start to really see people for who they are too, right? Fives, you have fives here. If you hear my cats in the background, please forgive me. I can't control the cats. You have fives and sevens. So a lot of strife, a lot of arguing, a lot of bickering, a lot of sort of antagonistic behavior from people. A lot of sort of ego, one-upmanship, people trying to be better than one another. Somebody may have sabotaged one of your projects. Somebody may have sabotaged one of your sort of jobs or tasks. They just sabotaged you, and they did it in a very like sort of nasty way. And all of this is coming out. For some of you, you might be, listen, I see some of you having a meeting this week, and the meeting is going to be like made for TV sort of thing, right? Because it's going to be fighting and arguing. People are really going to show their colors. It's going to, I feel that coming, a special message for someone out there, some Virgo out there or cross watcher, where this meeting at work is not going to be pleasant. It's not going to go down the way you expect it to. You do, however, have somebody here. Let's get some clarifiers. Ooh, the devil. You have somebody here helping you out. Queen of Wands and Three of Cups. Wow. Okay, so there's definitely friends around that are willing to support you and help you through all of this, right? But there's only a few of them. There isn't like, you know what I mean? It's almost like you've been ostracized in a weird kind of way. You've definitely fallen out of favor because of all of these games. I think it's going to come out for you later on, Virgo, that the games that were played here, I think you, like, even now waking up to it, if you're resonating with this reading, and if this is something that you're going through, it's still kind of shocking to you, the amount of games that have been played behind your back. Devil energy is there. People have definitely, for some of you Virgos, it's even as if it's even come to, for instance, there may have been some people in your social circle who have tempted you to dabble with things that you shouldn't be. You may be recovering, right? An example would be, I feel here, for someone out there, you may be recovering and you have friends around you who are tempting you to get back into that life, right? And it's like, wow, you like the devil is at play here, really, the dark side of the devil, okay, of the devil energy. There is a positive side to the devil, which is intense creativity, etc. But that's not at play here. This is very much the sort of like the dark side in terms of people trying to get you to sort of fall away from where you've gotten yourself. Give me another one. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, realizing that, damn, what I thought I was working towards wasn't at all what it is. A lot of new information is definitely coming out for you. All right. I'm going to say this reading is for Virgo who recently, specifically in their job or social circle amongst their friends, right, had a massive falling out, right? A massive falling out, a massive argument or fight with them, fight with a coworker, fight with a friend. And it's really sort of impacted your whole outlook for your immediate future, not your long-term future, but your immediate future. For some of you, you can't, it's a case of you're having to move now. You're physically having to move where you live. For some of you, it's a case of, I can't work this job anymore. I'm going to have to get me another job, right? And it's really disrupting. It's really disrupting for you. But remember to put yourself first. Empress energy is there, Queen of Wands. You've been through this you've been through this before. You know, you've definitely been through this sort of turmoil and I want to say disturbance in your life before, and you've come out of it. And so you just have to remember to stay true to sort of your moral center, right? To stay true to your objective. And though there's going to be some changes here for some of you, some drastic changes, you're going to make it through that. The most important thing to take from this is the clarity that you've gotten, right? Because it could have been worse. This is like a little upset where, yes, things have to change. You may have to move or you may have to change jobs, but it's almost as if for some of you, you're going to be moving to a better place or you're going to be getting a better job. Things could have very much been worse in the sense that you could have stuck in this scenario much, much longer before finding out that it was all kind of bullshit. Right? You may have ended up living with your roommate or, just been in a certain living situation for much longer and invested a lot more of yourself into it before you realized, oh shit, this is like really a house of cards. Like as soon as we fight, it's over. Or same thing with the job. Like, oh gosh, I put all this into the job and really it's for nothing. You're finding it out in a very timely fashion, which is good. Show me some spirits of darkness and light. Spirit of elixir, spirit of gold, and spirit of the fly. Yeah, there you have it. Right? So intoxication. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get this. Can we get I love this card. See if we can get it focused. Here we go. Spirit of elixirs. Intoxication, uninhibited, abandonment, right? Shamelessness, right? Somebody's definitely, here's another example I feel coming through. For instance, people at work, if you're having this issue at people at work, it may be colleagues at work who are like, oh, let's get a drink after work, literally a drink to get you effed up, intoxicated, knowing full well that first thing in the morning you have work to do. You may have a presentation, you have obligations, you have responsibilities. And it's like, it feels strongly to me like, again, this devil energy, right? This is a lovely devil card as well. This devil energy is at play where people are just trying to sort of like get you to mess up. They're trying to get you to mess up. They're trying to get you to sort of get off your square but they're coming in the guise of friendship, right? They're doing it in a sense of like, oh, this isn't so bad. I'm your friend. But meantime, here you go out with them, carry on this example. You go out, you have a good time, you party, but you find yourself suddenly looking around to see where these people are. Well, they've all left and gone home and you're still there, right? They brought you there, but they're now gone. They've gone home. They've gone to get rest. They've gone to do what they need to do for themselves. And here you are. And then the next morning you show up at the office and everybody is still fresh, but you're the one who's not. It's one of those type of sabotage situations, right? That, you have nobody to blame but yourself, but to a certain degree, they've led you down this road. So you want to take real care not to be wide open this week. Spirit of gold is there because, of course, for some of you, this was definitely a beautiful sort of scenario. You thought wealth and status, and it was a windfall, but it's coming out that it wasn't, right? It's coming out that it wasn't. So spirit of gold is there. There is a feeling of having to let go for some of you of something that was really sort of valuable and magical, right? But it wasn't what it was. I almost want to say, I wish there was a card for fool's gold because it's almost as though this was much more about following fool's gold. And then you have spirit of the fly, decay, rotten, and stagnation. Okay, so that's in a nutshell, right? Stagnation, rotten. People were being rotted. Finding out that your scenario isn't as great as it was, that underneath of it, there is a lot of, there isn't room for growth because it's built on a rotten, decaying sort of base and foundation. All right, guys, Virgo, this is your reading. I'm going to leave it at that. Why don't you guys take a moment, just a few seconds to look at the cards, these beautiful cards, the imagery, the symbolism. If something stands out to you, Virgo, that's your talisman for the week, okay? And so if you see that image again, if you're reminded of that image throughout your daily activities, it's a reminder just to take a moment and be present. Be present in that moment. It's not, you don't have to think about anything, meanings or questions, nothing. Just take a moment to take a breath, be present, and be intentional and aware and focused of where you are and what you're doing, because that's what the talismans are there for in our lives, to sort of bring us back to sort of the moment. All right? So I'm going to begin to pull up these cards. And the next reading is going to be Taurus. And we have a lot of planets in Taurus today. Interestingly enough, I'm going to pull them all out, though, in just a moment. And remember, guys, this is a weekly reading. Every Thursday Earth, I look into earth signs. So you can check out the last Thursday Earth from last week. My series began last week. So there may be something there for you. So let's get ready to uncover Taurus. Start with Taurus, of course. And I pull out that sun. I pull out the earth sign. But we also have 2 planets today in Taurus. And one of them is that beautiful Jupiter. I love Jupiter. I'm a Sagittarius. And Uranus is there as well. Right? These planets are in the sign of Taurus today. So take a moment. Jupiter, of course, the sign, the god of gods in terms of planets, the ruler of planets, and the planet that rules fortune and good luck. And Uranus is more of a, I'm going to say, a planet to do much more with the unexpected, the other side of life, the upside down, as it were, the eccentricities and idiosyncrasies. Sorry, my goodness, finally got that out. Idiosyncrasies of life, right? The idiosyncrasies, the uniqueness of life. All right, so take a moment to look at those while I shuffle this deck. Then we're going to cut and get right into it. Beautiful Taurus. Very earthy physical sign. All right. Let's put you right there, Taurus. I'm going to pull these up. I'm going to get right into your read. All right. Let's pull out your first line. 4 of Swords. Wow. 6 of Wands. The King of Cups. And the 3 of Cups. Beautiful. Interesting. Waiting, Taurus. Waiting. Biding your time, right? You've come through a battle recently. I'm going to say this is definitely, I feel right away this may be a love reading for you, Taurus. You've come out of a very difficult battle. Come off the battlefield of love, as it were, and you've kind of like pulled back and reevaluated, and you're sitting now very still and focused before moving forward or making any decisions. There's a feeling there, Taurus, that you've gotten out of something before it was absolutely too damaging. There's a victory coming in for you this week. 6 of Wands, beautiful. A victory, a feeling of I made it, a feeling of you guys, you know, you thought you were going to bring me down. This almost feels like a toxic scenario. Please do have a look at my Toxic Love series. First episode was on Monday. Taurus did feature in that episode. That's an episode where a series each week on Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where I look into toxic love scenarios for 3 signs, 3 random signs. And Taurus, you came through. And this feels like here, like the win, right? This is the follow-on win. We have a King of Cups and a 3 of Cups. I want to go a little bit further before I speak on that King of Cups. The 3 of Cups energy is friendship definitely coming in, support coming in. People are around you that are celebrating you. And once again, in this scenario, it feels like it's not the whole community. It's not like, it's not a matter of insane sort of, it's not a matter of insane sort of popularity or anything. These are your close friends, right? But there's a few of them, and they're definitely sort of supporting you, celebrating you. It feels good. But it's come on the heels of a lot of battling and work. Show me some more for Taurus. Six of Pentacles, money. Ha! There's that Seven of Swords again. Ten of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Here comes that money. That Ten of Swords is interesting. Let's see. Bottom of the deck. Beautiful. I love her. Nine of Wands. You're going to focus for me today. Okay? Beautiful. Nine of Wands. Oftentimes associated with the same energy as the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry. I've got that Wands in my head. Often associated, the Nine of Pentacles, with the Queen of Pentacles, right? Nine of Pentacles energy. Definitely, Taurus, that's all about you. Earth, Pentacles, Earth, Nine of Pentacles, you know, embodying that hermit vibe. You do things on your own. You make things, you know what I mean? You get it done on your own. Nothing stops Taurus when it comes to achieving something. You know, they often say that the Capricorn is the workaholic, but the Taurus is that bull that will just keep going, keep going, keep going. The stamina, the endurance, and it kind of sets you off apart from other people, which is why that Nine of Pentacles is so strong here at the bottom of the deck. Nine being the number for the hermit. You're often finding yourself very much alone in your path. You know, people can't keep up with you. They can't keep up with your endurance. They can't keep up with your power, your labor, your resilience. And so you do find yourself often sort of in a class on your own. And when you work for certain goals, oftentimes you're kind of, the blessings that come in, you're enjoying them also on your own, because it's difficult to bring people along with you. There's financial benefit right now coming into you, Taurus. You're feeling very sort of even, and you know, the money you have right now is enough, even if it's not a lot of money. And this is what I feel here. This is a nice reading. This is a resonating up reading for Taurus, okay? You finally let go of some hangups and some shit that you've been carrying around, some, you know, self-denigrating ideas. You finally let go of some sort of definitely responsibilities that you've taken on that aren't yours to take on. Right? That were never yours. These were not your responsibilities or your burdens, and yet you carried them, and you're beginning now to sort of let go of all of that. This is definitely a Taurus who's, as I say, has come away from some sort of toxic relationship and really come out of it at a time of deep sort of self-transformation. There is a deep sense of victory here, even if nobody else around you sees it, Taurus. The victory is there. Now, some people around you will notice and will see it. They're noticing it in the way that you're carrying yourself, in the way that you're behaving. They're noticing it in the way that your energy is just vibrating, right? But it's not necessary that they acknowledge it. This is a victory that you are feeling within yourself. All right? It feels very strong. King of Cups is there. Now I'm going to go back to that King of Cups. Feels very much, again, like you being the master of your love, the master of your relationships. You're much more in control now. This feels like a reading for a Taurus that has kind of been in the seas, you know, in the oceans of emotions and toxic emotions with individuals and relationships. And you kind of lost yourself. You know, you at some point you were, you know, whereas before you've always been in command of whom you're with and why you're with them and how you feel. And it's not so much, you know, you're not the one finding yourself pushed and pulled and controlled and manipulated. But recently, I believe perhaps you were in a particular relationship or series even of relationships that did that for you or that had that an effect on you. And now as you're come out, as you've kind of found your peace and your center and your serenity and your focus, and you've come out of that, you're regaining sort of mastery of your heart and your emotions and your relationships. So there's simultaneously you're getting this power back, this control back, and at the same time letting go of burdens and hangups and sort of, I want to say, responsibilities for others that were not to do with you, didn't have to do with you. You didn't need to bear the burden of them, and you're shedding them. You're feeling lighter. You're feeling definitely like you're walking with the spirit, right? your spirit, right? Your higher self. There's been people behind the scenes who've tried to take you down. That Seven of Swords that showed up just a minute ago for Virgo also can be that for earth signs, people are just coming for you. People are coming definitely for two of the earth signs. We'll see if it shows up for the Capricorn reading. But people are coming for you and it doesn't work. This energy here is like, it's like duck off of water's back for you, Taurus, right? They tried, it didn't work. Abundance coming in, opportunity, the ability, work coming in, this new sort of challenge. Money is right for you right now, Taurus, but there's also a lot of sort of, I want to say, because generally, when we change our viewpoint, when we have self-reflections, introspection, when we go through these transformative periods and we find ourselves physically feeling lighter, emotionally feeling lighter, we suddenly have clarity and control of our feelings. We suddenly are able to focus on tasks at hand. Surprise, surprise, we're not as forgetful as we were. Suddenly we're sleeping better. All of these things, there's an alignment that's happening. And with that alignment, naturally also comes physical abundance. And that's what is here for you with this Ace of Pentacles. A physical abundance that is coming in, whereas for you, Taurus, you may right now not have a lot of financial, wealth. You may not have a lot of cash flow. But as I said, everything's still working out. Everything's still balanced and even. The bills are still being paid. You have enough. Also much more because of the way you've changed your outlook, you're not needing more, you need less. When we're happy and centered and focused and walking in line with our truth and our purpose, there's a lot less that we actually require from the world physically, It's when we are trying to fill that sort of emptiness, when there's an emptiness there, that's when we begin to fill it with physicality, whether that be buying, spending money, engaging in drug use, alcohol, whatever we do to make ourselves feel better. It's an expenditure, right, of some sort. Some people call it an energy exchange expenditure, but that translates physically a lot of times as well. But because of the shift that you've had, there's less of that expenditure. Even though on the ground, your actual financial flow may not be so great. It seems to magically be just enough for what you need. This is what we call an energy shift. Absolutely. A transformation, a resonating up. And that's happening for you. And yet, in comes also, and I'm going to say this is a reading for the next several weeks for this Taurus, okay? Oftentimes my readings, I do them weekly. It applies. Sometimes the energy can be short. But this reading is definitely a reverberation reading for a Taurus where all of this is going to reverberate for a while because that always happens when we have a major transformation. Feels good. Let's get some clarity. Yes, it feels good, Taurus. And it feels well-deserved. You've definitely been through the fire. But this reading is about the after, not the before. The before may have been very toxic, difficult. You got, any scenario, right, where you were less than who you are now. And suddenly this is very much the closed door after period, right? All right, show me some clarity for this lovely Taurus going through this huge sort of resonating up. Show me. 9 of Cups. Satisfaction and blessing. Prince of Swords. Beautiful. Up. And 10 of Pentacles. What's it? You know what I mean? I just love it when the clarifiers come out. Of course, 9 of Cups comes out. That beautiful sort of satisfaction. You're satisfied. There's not much more that you need. This is all about, this is all we need right here. What we have right here. This is what we need. This is enough, right? Deep, deep, deep sort of gratitude, happiness, you're satiated without having eaten a lot or taken in a lot, and yet it's enough. Prince of Swords is there. Prince of Swords energy. Your confidence is coming back, Taurus. For a little while, your confidence may have dipped. It takes some knocks, especially, like I said, this is the after reading. The before, whatever it was you were going through was effed up. It was messed up. It was tough. It was difficult, emotionally draining, mentally draining, physically draining. And now, and a lot of that, with that, you lost some self-esteem and some confidence. That's all coming back. That's all coming back. Ten of Pentacles right next to that Ace. Money, finances, whatever you're beginning to work on now, whatever that you're putting your single-minded focus on now, that, your clarity is coming in. This is bound to have, this is a trio power, here. This is bound to bring in a strong financial stability that reverberates, especially for those of you where it has been somewhat elusive. You're already beginning to get a taste of it now. The beginning, of this beginning period, some of you who are resonating with this have begun to feel this energy as much as the last week or two, the last couple of weeks. But now it's going into full force. Now it's really revving up. This sort of like bit by bit of a new life for you, right? So oftentimes it's like, well, what's the reading for? The reading is to reaffirm that yes, what you're feeling is what you're feeling. Yeah, it is, because we always doubt it. Is this for real? Can I really be suddenly this happy? Doesn't everybody tells me healing takes so long. I got to do this. Sometimes we have these jumps. We have these transformative jumps up that happen because it's not linear. Our experience is not linear. We take on lessons, we get knocked down. We take on lessons, we get knocked down. That lesson is we're not able to apply it at that very second. All of this accumulates. And then sometimes what can happen is that if you remain true to yourself, regardless of which way the wind is blowing for you, and regardless how hard you've worked against it, if you can remain true to yourself, there can be these jumps up that happen because it's accumulated. Everything is accumulated and kicked in. And that's exactly what's happened here. And it's just getting better and better and better. Let me pull out some oracle cards right on Taurus, man. You're crushing it. You're basically crushing it. And I love it. And I love that feeling for you. Don't worry about the naysayers, that Seven of Swords, treacherous. You see them trying to run away with something. They can't take anything from you. No one can take anything from you when you resonate at this high of a level, because there's nothing to take. This is not something that is temporary or from the outside. This is all to do with you. Nobody can take anything from you. Okay? All right. Excellent vibe, excellent reading. Taurus, so happy. Show me. Demon, spirit, fear, shadow self, tormented. Landed right on that Seven of Swords. Spirit of envy, watch out. And spirit of the Fae. Well, there you go. That's what this reading is for. Okay? Sometimes I have these great readings and I'm like, damn, well, I don't know if there's, this is definitely a confirmation. Why you have 3 cards of, I want to say, dark spirits of darkness here. Demon spirit, spirit of envy, and I kind of, let's say, gray, spirits of the Fae. Demon spirit, tormented. There are going to be people that are hating on you right now, Taurus. Hating. Because they just see the shine, right? They just see it, right? So watch out. There's fear there. There's fear around you. Sometimes when you resonate like this, the fear in others is palpable. It comes out. We have spirit of envy. More on that note, right? Resentful, miserable, discontent. People around you are going to be like that. And it will be sometimes also, Taurus, let me just say that sometimes when you resonate this high, you will notice other people's sort of negativity. Sometimes you can notice it much more. It doesn't affect you as it did before. When you're in your down, in your base, when you're going through some heavy stuff, you oftentimes like attracts light. And so you're surrounded by other people who are going through that. And it almost sort of seems to feed off each other. It makes yourself feel even worse. And then they feel worse. But when you resonate at this level, you're going to be around people who are still in that in that level, in their experience, right? And they're in that base sort of space, right? And for you, it's going to feel much more like from the outside looking in. Instead of being part of that swamp of misery and discontent, it's as if you've come out of it. You've made your way out of that, and you can see them. You can notice it. It doesn't affect you the same way, but you also notice it much more. You see it much more. So watch out for envy. Watch out for discontent. Watch out for people who are jealous. Okay? And when I say watch out, just take care. Just take care to not let them affect you. Take care to not let their jealousy infect you. Right? Remember the beautiful journey that you are on right now. Even when you're on such a high resonating journey, there are always moments where it's not 100% the whole time. There's going to be moments. Example, for those of you who are suddenly resonating up after a long time battle with something, right? Let's say it's a battle with addiction or a battle, with toxicity. There's still going to be those almost knee-jerk or almost habitual sort of thoughts that come in your head. Oh, well, maybe if I just give up today, or maybe if I just, you can't. Sometimes you can't even put words to those thoughts, right? But they come. It's not easy. It's never easy for anyone. Even people who are resonating up, recovering, doing great, living their best life, there's always those fleeting moments where you have those thoughts that you can't control. And so when I say take care and be careful that you don't surround yourself, or that you pay attention to the people around you who are going to try to capitalize on those thoughts. They're going to try to capitalize on them and pull you down. And they're going to do it, and just as I said for the previous reading, if you were here for Virgo, they're going to do it in such a way where it feels like you don't even notice what they're doing. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is a wonderful reading for Taurus. Okay, what can I say? Take a moment to look at these beautiful cards. Spirit of the Fae, mischief, play, fantasy. Okay, there's play at hand, but also mischief. So take care with that energy too. Take a moment to take a look at the cards, the imagery, the symbolism, and pull out your talisman. If there's anything that catches your eye, that draws you in, remember that, hold it. And when you see that image, or you come across that thought of that image again, it's just a little reminder for you to take a moment and be still, be focused, just for 2 seconds. Even if it's literally for 2 or 3 seconds, don't say anything, don't make any moves, just wait, think, focus, center yourself. And this is how the talismans in our lives will bring us back to the path where we need them. All right, guys. Beautiful reading. I'm going to get my cards ready for Capricorn next. And let me go ahead and pull up first my oracles. My clarifiers, thank you. And we are going to get into the next reading for Capricorn. Let's do a shuffle. I'm going to shuffle some more. All right, Taurus, we're going to put you back and pull out Capricorn. So what do we have for Capricorn? Very interesting today. Pull out that sun, as I always do, and that earth. But today we have Venus and Mars in Capricorn. What? Sexy. Okay, Venus and Mars, his and hers, both in a sign of Capricorn today. So take a moment to meditate on those beautiful cards, on that beautiful energy of Capricorn. Once again, these readings aren't going to be for everybody. They can be very specific messages that you only maybe resonate with a portion of it or none of it, and that's fine. Just take what you will from it and leave the rest on the table. Also, they can be vice versa if we're dealing with energies to do with other people. They can be aspects of them that are vice versa. You may be dealing with Capricorn. You may be a cross watcher. You may have Capricorn energies, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars rising. Okay, whatever the case is, whatever brings you here, just take what you can. All right, so let's go ahead and cut your deck. And we're going to get right into this, the final reading for Thursday Earth of Capricorn. And don't forget, this every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I read for all the Earth signs. So you can come back next week and check it out. See if there's a follow-on. You can go and check out previous week's reading. All right, so let's get into the first one. Six of Cups, love, victory, woo, King of Swords, and the world. More love. I can't with you Earth signs today. So good. It's good. I love it. I love readings like this. Right. Okay. A victory again coming in right where you need to be. Again, this is just the baseline. We go much deeper as we pull more cards. But this is a love connection, Capricorn. And does it surprise me that Venus and Mars conjunct in your sign today? Not at all. There is love. There is tenderness. You are definitely making contact with someone that you've either known for a very, very long time, or someone that you share or have shared an immense amount of affection with. All right. Six of Cups it's a twin flames card, right? It's a twin flames energy card, soulmate energy card. There's a lot of intimacy, affection. If this is a friendship, this is a deep, deep friendship. But if this is a love connection, there's also a lot of great physical rapport, a lot of great sex, okay? Energy, harmonious, very, very harmonious. There's a victory coming in for you. For some of you, it feels almost as if you got your person. You may be dealing with somebody may be coming back into your life that, everyone thought, including yourself, that relationship was dead. It's dead, over, never going to happen, never going to come back together, none of that. And yet it does. And yet they come back in, and there's a sense of victory here because somewhere in your heart you always knew it would. King of Swords is there. Beautiful communication, ultimate honest communication, and world energy. Very much feeling faded right now, what you're going through. You're feeling, oopsie, whoa. Two cards came out. I'm going to lay them right here. I usually don't take cards, but those just threw themselves out. I usually don't take flying cards. All right, but let's see what the next row says. We got something there. Decision and some heartache. Uh-oh. Show me what's going on for Capricorn today. Show me. Jumpy. A lot of information, disjointed. A lot of energy coming in. Wow, the Tower. And the Sun. Ooh, bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, ruled by Jupiter. Or the card for Jupiter, as I should say here in the tarot. Well, this is definitely getting a little bit more interesting here in terms of what's really going on. You've been on your own for quite some time, Capricorn. You've been working. That's what you've been dealing with. But somebody's come in for you, and it definitely feels like this person may have broke up with you before, right? You weren't the one breaking up with them. They perhaps broke up with you, or they perhaps created a situation that was untenable. Let me take a sip of my tea. Where you had to break up with them or you had to leave it. It feels like a relationship that just perhaps for whatever reason had to come to an end. Nevertheless, there was a lot of affection, a lot of good rapport here, but there was some kind of toxicity that ended it. And so you've gone on. Them coming back in does very much feel like it's faded and does feel like a victory to you, but there's also some conflicting information coming in. Are you going to trust this person again? Is this truly, truly, truly what you desire? Is this person truly coming in the way? This almost feels even more like I feel a need for tobacco on this reading. It almost feels like the victory here is simply that they came back. It feels almost like, Taurus, not that it's petty, but it's like, you were like, look, when this was going on, when you were away from this person or whatever was happening with them, it was very much a feeling of like, you're messing up right now. And one day you're going to wake up and regret it. And now is the moment. And you're having that kind of victory over that. Could be that you had a very public humiliation with this individual, right, at one point, and now they're kind of crawling back to you, come crawling back. And you always knew it was going to happen, right? You kind of knew it was going to happen. So this, again, feels all very sort of destined, sort of as if not a huge shock for you, right? Nevertheless, the betrayal was there and the decision is there. Three of Swords came out. I'm going to put them there. Three of Swords came out and the Two of Swords, a decision. Take care that even though this individual has come back to you, Capricorn, and even though you feel satisfied, vindicated is the word, right? Vindicated that they came crawling back to you, they may still not be worth your time. Be careful that after that vindication, you don't fall for all the same things that you fell for before again. There's a feeling of disharmony here, Capricorn, where, sometimes, vindication, I'm going to say, is a really dangerous emotion. Okay? Victory is one thing. To have victory and to overcome something is one thing. It's great. But vindication is a shadow of ego. It's a shadow of pride, right? To feel vindicated. I was right. Okay, I told you so. You know what I mean? It really speaks much more to pride and a need to sort of reestablish your pride and reestablish, what you see about yourself. And so it can be a very dangerous sort of emotion to have and to play with. Because oftentimes it is accompanied with a backlash or reverberation or sort of a rebound. Yeah, you feel vindicated, you're feeling yourself, but you're not paying attention to the most important lesson that is learned. And oftentimes you may feel vindicated that somebody's come back to you only to fall right back into a relationship with that same toxic person all over again. And then later on, that vindication is worthless because you're finding yourself now again in a position of not being uncontrolled, not in control. Victim, putting yourself again in a victimized situation, right? All because of that I want to say, reliance on your pride rather than learning the lesson. So take care here. Tower energy is there. Eight of Wands is there. There's going to be a lot of energy that comes into you that's really kind of that requires boundaries. You may be dealing with someone who's very much a love bomber, right? And then a ghoster. Somebody who's love bombed you, and then ghosted you, and you were like, oh, really? And then they came back, and you're like, see, I told you will come back, but now they're love bombing you again. And it's like, you want to be careful. You please, 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 if you're going through this, set boundaries with this individual. You've worked too hard. Nine of Pentacles, you've worked too hard for what you've accomplished here, Capricorn, to have it all kind of tossed and thrown away again. If you set boundaries with this individual and in this scenario with this person, you will get clarity and it'll come through what's really going on. But do not sort of just rely on that sort of satisfaction that you have them again in your life. Let's get clarifiers, okay? Just full stop. That satisfaction that you have them back in your life again, because we often tend to forget why we got rid of the person in the first place, especially when you're dealing with somebody who goes between sort of different types of behavior with you. Again, love bombers, oof, they're difficult, man, because that love bomb is difficult. That's hard. It's hard. When somebody loves you up like that, it's hard to say no. You feel like, oh my gosh, why not? And it's playing with fire. It's like, well, why not indulge it? But before you know it, it's like trust me, that it's always playing with fire. It's much more difficult to sort of see it for what it is and call it out for what it is, lest you be hurt later on, which inevitably comes. Show me some clarity here, Capricorn. Show me some clarity. You see how I get, the readings go a little bit deeper. They get a little bit more. Six of Cups coming out over that Six of Cups. Damn. And a Three of Swords came out again. Boom. Three of Swords, Six of Cups clarified. What can I say, Capricorn? One more. Prince of Wands. Idealist, some of you are being, be careful that idealism, that kind of fearlessness. I'm going to do what I want to do. But remember the betrayal. Three of Swords energy. Remember the betrayal. Some of you are definitely dealing with somebody who cheated on you, betrayed you. The relationship broke up. Now they're coming back. You're like, I knew you would be back, but now they're doing their same old thing. They're loving you up. They're love bombing you. And you're completely forgetting about the fact that they were absolutely the ones who caused the situation to begin with. They were the ones who really stabbed you in the back. You know what I'm saying? We got two clarifiers. Three of Swords energy. Remember this. All right? Remember this. That was painful what you went through. Painful what they did to you. Don't forget it. Okay? And that Six of Cups, almost that love bombing energy. Yes, somebody you have a great affection for and great sort of sexual rapport and understanding. And yeah, it was always good when we were together. It was always good when we were together. But it wasn't good when we weren't together and you were cheating on me. That's when it wasn't good. That's when the betrayal came in. So remember that, This is a dicey situation for you, Capricorn, because it is very difficult to deal with one of these toxic scenarios or individuals. It's very hard. It's hard to say no for your better self. But remember, like I said, everything that you've worked for so far, and remember that it's not going to take much. It will only take you putting a few firm boundaries in place to realize that this individual is just full of BS and that they are the same exact person they always were, and the clarity will come in. Okay, the clarity will come in and you will feel still like this was all meant to be. For some of you, this might be the final sort of nail in the long-term coffin of this relationship. You know how we always, sometimes if you keep the door open, it's like never totally open. If you keep that in your head that, oh, they'll come back and then I'll do this. It may be that this is finally the coming together again after many times of breaking up and getting together for some of you. Or whatever, or however long you've held on to this, that this is finally the event and that puts the final kibosh on it. Okay, show me some winds, spirits, darkness and light. Spirit of the lion, wow. Spirit of Hecate, ghosts of the past, the spirit of the crystal ball. Yep, that energy is there. Spirit of the lion, respect. Command your respect, okay? Don't let anybody sort of, don't let someone that you have experience. This is definitely somebody you have experience with. This is not somebody new. This is definitely somebody in your previous, life, part of your life, previous to here. Spirit of Hecate, goddess of night, crossroads, ghosts. For some of you, will be a crossroads. It will be a crossroads in this connection with this individual where you finally decide, am I going to carry on or am I finally going to be done, right? Same thing, spirit of the crystal ball. Divination, future predictions. That is there. There's definitely, Capricorn, you're getting omens. You're definitely having signs coming in, omens, red lights, you're getting the information coming in that you need to know about how this is going to sort of play out. And as I say, the most important thing here is to remember, not to forget. Remember honesty, requiring full honesty. Don't let them get away with any kind of double speak. Don't let this individual get away. No excuses. It may be that before you were with them, you gave them excuses. You kind of sort of made, you're like, well, this was just a little white lie and something else they told you was a big white lie. Like, there's no room for that. If this individual wants to come back, and there's never anything that's definite, right? These readings, highly subjective, and at the end of the day, it's all down to the decisions that you make. This individual may be coming through with a legitimate offer to make amends and to repair. But the important thing here is for you to remain sort of true and focused to what you've learned and the wisdom that you've gained and the experience that you've gained from being with them. And your experience tells you not to let them get away with doublespeak, not to let them get away with gaslighting, not to let them get away with behavior and communication that is not whole, that in your mind is not line up to your requirements, King of Swords energy. Don't let them force you to making impossible decisions. Remember that you went through all of this before. And if you do remember that and you remain true to, the lessons that you've learned, you will come out of this exactly where you need to, having finally put the kibosh on something. And for some of you, you may come out of this with this individual, but only because you've forced them to step up to the plate. And that's my ultimate point in that last bit that I was saying to you, is that, people can change, but they have to have really changed. And that requires you to be really tough with them and to be ready to say, yeah, they changed, or no, they didn't change, goodbye. And that is something that you have to be committed to. And once you're committed to that and putting them through those paces, then it's up to them to really prove to you that this is now a viable connection or not. Right? I'm going to leave it at that, Capricorn. I'm going to leave it at that. Deep readings for the earth signs today, all to do with love. For some of you, the first reading for Virgo, definitely some, work issues, but ultimately relationship issues with friends and those around you as well. But these last two for Taurus and Capricorn, definitely strong love energy. Toxic love healing energy, right? And also just love of self energy for Taurus. What can I say? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. This is the second episode of Thursday Earth, a series that I have every week on Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I take a look at the outlook for Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, the three earth signs. Tomorrow is Friday Fire, and I'll be taking a look at the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So check out my channel and my playlist. You'll see that I have also Tuesday Air and Wednesday Water. Monday will be my second episode of Toxic Love, where we absolutely look into 3 random signs and the toxicity in their love life and what's really going on. Those are shadow readings. They get a little dark, so watch out. All right. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to take a look at the spread. Pull out your talisman, whatever speaks to you, whatever calls to you, and that is your omen, your talisman for the coming days and weeks. And if you see that image or you're reminded of that image or symbol again, just a little gentle nudge to remind you to be focused, to bring your focus back to what matters, to bring your focus back to the center, and to be clear, all right? And intentional about the moves that you make in your life. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot. I wish you a wonderful week. I wish you love, life, and happiness. And I'll see you guys next Thursday for episode 3 of Thursday Earth. Bye-bye now.